Hi guys, my name is Purity Ashaiyo. Welcome to Honey Let's Talk, where we say when we talk,
we make it better.
Yes, and today it's an amazing session that we're going to have. We have an amazing guest. I'd like her to introduce herself.
Yes, I'm trying to think of how to to do this intro, but basically guys, my name is Lutia and I am a great friend to the Ashaios, and I am single. So today we're doing an interesting episode, which is a Q&A, and basically these are some of the questions I've always been probing Miss Purity, about how her transition was from being single to being married. So we hope you guys will enjoy this episode.
Yeah, and I love how she calls me Miss Purity. I wish everyone would call me that.
Miss Purity.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
Cool.
All right, so I'm ready. Drum
Ready?
rolls.
You're born ready. Drum rolls.
Yes.
Cool. So our first question is in the category relationship with others. Was it easy for you to click with his friends?
Yes and no. For some friends we clicked. For some of his friends we didn't click. And I think I was okay with that. Like I didn't expect that everyone would like me, that I was dating him.
Okay.
However, the good thing about our relationship when we were dating, we were very intentional in being around other people. So sort of like his friends were my friends were his friends, or sort of like knew each other. So it wasn't a hard transition, but for sure, for some, it just didn't work.
Okay. I think for me it's not a really big deal. I don't have too many friends, but I would like to click with his friends so that I get, like bonga points.
Yeah.
So my expectation is that the person I get married to, at least, his friends and my friends and myself will vibe. Yeah. But I guess we'll see when that happens.
I guess you'll see. But I think one thing you can just do is not to date in isolation. I think that's the best gift you can give to your relationship, so that you're sort of like in the open to get to know more people that are around him, and he gets to know more people that are around you.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
And it shall work out.
So looks like you were prepared, but let's wait and see.
No, I wasn't.
I have some hot questions coming up. But so the second one is, was it easy to relate with each other's families?
Yes, it was. It was quite, I think it was a seamless one. One, he was around my family more before we started dating.
Okay.
So it was quite easy for him to mesh with my family because my mom knew him way long. In fact, she was asking me, when you get married to this guy?
Nice.
I'm sure in her mind she was just like, he's been around for too long. When will this happen? But I think the other thing also, I also sort of like related well with the mom and his family. So that became an easy flow of relationships. And we also prayed about it. We prayed that God would give us a space where we are able to have families relate together. So there's a unity still, even up to now, between the families.
Okay. Yeah. So I think in my case, it's something I'm really anxious about, because you never know someone's family.
Yes,
and I'm really family oriented. I'm really close to my family, so I really pray, like crossing my fingers, that this guy, like my family and his family, just merge. So I guess we'll see when that happens.
You'll see. But also, I think just keep praying about it. I think don't pray about it when now you have the guy. Pray about these things when you're single, and God answers prayers.
Okay, cool. So number 3, speaking of God, was your faith journey changed in any way, like now after you got married?
I feel like it evolved or meshed into something, I think something amazing. Well, before we started dating, I think being single, I think I walked a journey of faith because I was also constantly looking at having a deep relationship with God, just as a single girl. And I think now when I was in that journey, being able to pray for a man who can be able to not only lead me spiritually, but someone who who we can be prayer partners with. I heard of a statement where someone was saying, you don't want to get married to someone who will be a prayer point, but someone who will be your prayer partner. So I actually really prayed that the man that I'd get married to would be someone who will partner in prayer with. So my faith grew because we were going into a church, so we had to really trust God into that. We are both in ministry, so it meant trusting God fully in our journey. So my faith has grown. I think one of the things also that my husband has done is to really push me to grow as a person spiritually, which I thank him for, but I also thank God that he showed us the things that we have to work on in our relationship, in our marriage, and so that has grown. It's ups and downs. Yeah. But I think just being able to know that I'm praying with someone, that I'm not going to God and telling him, this man, what's wrong with him, but we are partnering together in prayer. Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So progress,
not perfection
or regression.
Yeah, or regression.
At least it wasn't regression.
Yes.
Okay. So the next question is, did you have to move churches? Were you in the same church or not? And how was that?
We were in the same church. I mean, we are in the Nairobi Chapel churches. However, I was in a different church plant and he was in a different one. But we were of the same, I'd say, same form of or statement of faith in terms of the churches that we are with. But immediately after we got married, then we moved to Nairobi Chapel Syokimau together to be able to support him as he leads the church. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
But that is very key. What do you feel about that?
I mean, for me, that's a really big deal because I feel like so I'm a member of Nairobi Chapel Syokimau, and it's just a really great community, and there's a lot of love. Yeah. And I'm having attachment issues. I can't imagine having to live and see Sioux to go anywhere else. But ikibidi maybe, yeah. But I will be honest, it's going to be a very hard decision.
But I'm really praying. I'm praying in the depths of my heart that you find someone here that you're able to serve with.
I know.
Around here, even if it's to move together, at least you would have formed a bond.
Even me, I pray that.
So we'll
I'm a migrate. So,
Akuje. Yeah. So we'll pray about it.
We will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Question number 5. Do you pray separately or together or both? And how was that in the beginning? You guys are newly married. Was it just? Did it not feel weird? That's a question I usually have in my head.
Oh yes, it felt a bit weird. I think I was used to my own time with Jesus, like just laying it all down with him, sitting somewhere quiet, peaceful. And so I think the first year was a bit weird. However, since again, and I think this is where now, as a single person, you have to really choose who you and really pray for the person that you desire to be with. It wasn't awkward because he was also he has a relationship with God. So yes, we pray separately because for me, I want to have my alone time with God, him as well. There's a way he wants to pray that for me, I want to probably cry and lay myself down and just lay it all down. And for him, probably he just wants to stand around and move around. So we have different ways of actually praying together, but we also come together. We pray together. We pray for our family together. We sort of feel like that would be one of the cultures that we want to create together. However, the first times it was also okay. So how will this go? Yeah. But I love that we were both not like shocked. Like, oh my gosh, this is how this person prays. We had sort of like walked that journey of faith together. So it became easy to just come together and say, okay, now we can continue praying together, but also you spend your own time with God. So both.
Okay. So this is like a bonus question, something I just come to my mind.
Yeah.
Did you guys pray during the period when you were dating together? Did you guys used to pray together?
Yes. Oh my gosh, we
okay.
did a lot of that.
Okay.
I think one of the things that we were very intentional about is immediately we knew that, okay, we sense and feel there were some feelings somewhere there. Those of you feel this person, you're like, okay, we are spending so much time together, so what could this be? Ours was not those of, okay, I'm Katiaing you in gearbox, and then we get married. Ours was a friendship that now led to what's the next step. And that next step made us really, really, really pray. Because I think we were very intentional about asking God, should we be together?
Okay.
So we asked each other why, we asked each other the difficult questions of trying to find out, okay, God, is this it for me? Is this it for him? And it all depended on God. Because we didn't want to have that choice on our own, because we felt like we have to solely surrender and depend on God. So we prayed through all that time, even before we started dating, just to hear from God whether this was something that he wanted us to get into. So when we both felt at peace about it, we both felt, okay, we feel and sense this is God putting us together, and he has a purpose for us, because we're very, very focused on praying and asking God, what's our purpose? Like, why would you put us together? So we really, really prayed. We do devotions together, we do prayer walks together, we'd attend concerts, services, we'd watch sermons together. So we fasted together a lot as well. So we were very intentional because we knew this was bigger than us. So it had to be led by God. Yeah.
Nice.
So I advise you, pray.
Before, there's this Kenyan proverb that is really popular about before anything eat. They're calling it a Luya proverb. So in NCCOX we also have our own, and it's before anything, pray. So
exactly. So pray. Before anything, pray. As a single person, don't wait for the guy to come and then start praying when now you're like, okay, now you're here, let's start now. No. In your own closet, pray about the things that you desire for a relationship. And for sure, the God that we serve, he will answer you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. So let's go to the next section about your personal preferences.
Yes.
And these questions are like east and west. So, but anyway,
prepared.
Yes. So, did you talk about children before getting married?
I laugh about that question because even up to now, 4 years later, we still don't have a grounding on how many children we want.
Wow. Okay.
He wants 7 kids.
Wow.
I want 2, at most 3.
So we have 5. 3.
Yeah, so we did talk about it,
Yeah.
but I don't think we agreed, and we've not agreed yet. So I'm praying to God.
So you can have, let's do the average, 7 plus 3 is 10.
No.
You can have 5.
No.
That's, at least you've come middle ground. can have
I love how you're convincing me, but no.
Yeah.
No. I think I've always just desired a small family.
Yeah.
Because I'm from a big family. I know usually people say if you're from a big family, you desire a big family. And he's the opposite. He's from a small family and wants a big family. Okay. So I guess we said, you know what, let's put it down to God.
Yeah.
Ask him what does he want? Because he's the one who gives us children. It's not us to make them. He's the one who gives us these kids. And they are gifts. So I told him, okay, it's now on God's court. Yeah.
I think for me, in terms of children, I share the same sentiments with Mr. Ashaiyo, Mr. Shadi. I'm sure when he watches this, he'll laugh calling him Mr. Ashaiyo. But because I'm from a small family, so I also want like a big family. And it's because when we were kids, the other kids who are from big families, when they went back home, they used to continue with the game. Wako wengi, but us it's just the 2 of us, so we just play board games. So,
okay, I get you.
So I would desire a big family, but I'm open to other adapting and things like that.
Yeah. I'm also open to that. By the adopting is, I think it's something that I also desire. But dear man, you better want a big family, okay?
So yeah, I think big, not too big, but big,
just big.
Yeah. Cool. So and the other question is, did you both like the same food? And do you agree on what to eat? This is a very personal question to me. I really want to know.
Some foods, yes.
Yeah.
But some, even up to now, 4 years later, we still can't agree on what to eat. Shadi likes meat. Dear husband loves meat because he's a Maasai. And for me, on the other hand, I mean, I love meat, but not to the extent that he does. Yeah. So I remember there was a time in our marriage, I think this first year, he just wanted meat every day.
Wow.
And for me, I was so mad almost on a daily, because I'm wondering, I have to cook meat again and again and again and again. But I guess over time, we've evolved.
Yeah.
We've sort of like adapted to each other's tasting buds or whatever it is that we want. But there are some foods that we both enjoy, like burgers. We really enjoy burgers. And as well chicken. We still enjoy chicken, although he loves meat steak even more. So there are some foods that say we love, but some just don't love them. Like I know for him, I love the traditional foods like washes, dumas, boiled maize. Those are things that I love and enjoy. Salads, which are things that so breakfast, I'd say if I'm having guashe, he'll probably eat bread or something else. So I think I stopped wanting him to eat what I wanted him to eat.
Okay, that's good advice.
That's really good. I just let him be. If he wants something different, then I'll cook for him that which is different. But he's also adapted as well. He started to love foods that probably he didn't eat, even if he doesn't love them, he eats them.
That's nice. I think that was a very sensitive question to me. Because I think my family, of course, a lot of what we eat is, dictated by how we grew up. And for us, we're the type of family who can have at least sandwiches for dinner, or you can do like a salad. But I'm imagining if I have to do like a buffet, then that's the best. Oh, best. We would even eat like popcorn for dinner. Like that's how.
Me too.
So
I even not eat anything.
That's
marriage.
So that's also another great area.
But you'd be fine. I mean, who knows? Probably he'd love popcorn and sandwiches. You never know.
Apple, I know we are stretching it, but at least I know how to cook. And a wide range of things. So at least I know I'll be good.
But I think one of the things that I learned very fast is not to be superwoman. Not to come in the first year, I'm there laying it on buffet style, and becomes like an expectation of so nice, she's how she cooks. I had to just be myself. I know what I can cook, and there are days I'll throw down, do a serious meal, but there are days he knows we'll eat what just cooked.
5 minutes meal.
So
that's great. So question 8. Did you guys discuss careers before getting married, and was it a big deal to you guys or not?
So I think in our case, I'd say we discussed careers, but mostly it was our calling. Mostly it was what God had called us to do. I think that's the most that we discussed. I mean, we had our own, like I know where his passions are, and he knows where my passions are. But one of the things that we were very intentional about is, are you able to adapt to, or are we aligned in the same vision that God has called us? I know for him, he's called into church planting. And myself, I'm called into growing leaders, or sort of like seeing people actually grow as leaders, or any leadership space. So we had to see, does that align? And so when we saw that this is something that aligned, we knew that, okay, if he's church planting, it's something that I can go and do in whatever church that God sends us to. But in terms of careers, like in terms of what we studied in school, I think it became like a second now after the calling. Those of, okay, if you want to study, I know he supports me because I think in this family I'm the one who desires to study more. But it's something that we both had to mesh and say, okay, this is something that you have to also go to school about and grow in, as I also grow in it. So we support each other in that. Yeah, it's a daily, I don't think you ever get there in such a space, whether it be career or the space that God has called you. It's a constant conversation that you have to keep having, but you grow each other. Yeah.
Nice. So the key there is constant conversation.
Yes, it's a constant
that has really helped me because I've always felt like that's a very final, conversation. Like once you say you want this and I want this, but I think that constant conversation.
You'll have to keep talking about it. Because some days you may want something else, some days you want something else. True. So how do you adapt that?
And you're both also growing.
Exactly. So you are evolving into different human beings, not different, but just different versions of yourselves. Cool. Wow.
We're almost there. We have 2 questions left. So the next one, question 9, has your communication style changed after marriage, and if yes, how?
Yes, for sure. I think when you yes, I can. Oh my gosh, I think when we were dating, oh my gosh, I think dating lies to you, by the way, in a way. You think you're so, you guys are so okay, you're so perfect, and then marriage just uncovers some weird things and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm selfish, oh my gosh, I don't communicate well. I thought I did. So it definitely changed. I think the first year we were getting to know one another. We had never lived with each other. So it was a space where first of all we are learning to be in each other's spaces. So definitely communication is different. There's a way we communicate in my family, there's a way they communicate. So that was also a shock to the both of us. We're like, oh, okay, you love to stay out at night. I mean, stay longer at night. For me, I want to sleep by 9, 10. Things like those. If it meant anything that needed to be communicated, by the way, I feel like the first year we were like walking on eggshells in a sense. We're just trying to figure out each other. We're like, okay, should I step here? Should I not step here? I think we also argued more in the first year because there was just so many misunderstandings. Oh, I thought you said this, I thought you meant this. But I think over the years we've learned our communication styles. So I've learned to know that if I ask Shadi to do something for me, it's not that I am asking him and then asking him again and again and again. I know that when I ask him once, that's it. So such things I had to learn. If we are asking each other questions, we are not questioning each other. We just want to know exactly what the other person feels or intends. So it keeps changing. There are days, the first 2 years, it was for trying to figure out how do we communicate. The third year, you are now adapting. You're like, oh, okay, this person, when I communicate this way or when I talk this way, it means this way and that. So it's grown, and it's still a constant and ongoing communication space style. The way we handle conflict has evolved. The way we even get to know what the other person needs or wants is different now. So I don't know if we've gotten to a space where we can say, okay, now we are perfect in this. No, it's a progressive space that we are in of learning each other. Because I don't think you ever get to know the person completely. There are days, even in this year, I know I was like, oh, okay, this is something new about you. And I mean, we've been married for 4 years. So I can imagine 20 years later now, what would we be saying? So I don't think you ever get to a space where you are like, okay, now we know this thing. It's a constant and a progressive communication.
Wow. Yes. I'm just processing that. I'm the type who, goes to check compatibility tests. Does this person talk like this? Do they do this? How do they, like you said, how do you handle conflict? I'm very textbook about a lot of things. I think it's because I'm a geek and I'm a scientist, right?
Yeah.
So I have to test the algorithm.
Yeah.
Does this work? But I really like the way you're saying it, that it's something that you really have to learn. It's relearning all these things. You have to
you
relearn.
learn, and you learn that you are different personalities.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with the fact that you are different. I know some women, usually we say women try to change the man.
Yeah.
But communication is that you'll try to change how he talks, how he communicates, how he sleeps, how he walks, how he dresses.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't change the person.
Yeah.
You just have to know he's different, and it's okay that he's different. I'm different, and it's okay that I'm different.
Cool.
But you are working towards getting better every day.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. That's a lot to swallow.
A lot.
Yeah. So the final question of this part one
Finally.
is: do you still go on dates, and how is it different now? Like, is it different from when you were single and now that you're married?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I feel like our friendship has really grown.
Yeah.
I mean, we were friends before. We were friends for so long before we dated, and we thought, okay, now we know each other really well.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I'd say the sweetest part about our marriage is the friendship. That I don't just look at him as this man who is my husband, but I look at him as a friend, as a teammate, a partner, someone who we are walking the journey, we're doing life together.
Yeah.
We used to say in our first year, and we keep telling people that for us, marriage is like a sleepover that never ends.
Oh, that is so nice. We should do a t-shirt.
I know, right?
We're going to do a
That's
t-shirt.
a great idea.
Yeah.
So yes, our dates, I think in the first year, we've always gone on dates, and we've always loved dates. I think we are those couples who are always looking for new places to go to.
Yeah.
So we are like, okay, we've gone to the Japas, okay, where else can we go?
Mm.
And I think that has added a lot of spice into our marriage. We used to not go weekly on dates. I think before we got a baby, because we were both together every time, we'd go probably bi-weekly or monthly. But after giving birth, we're like, okay, our attention for sure has been stretched. So we need to be more intentional about dates. So we've become more intentional, especially in our third and fourth year.
Yeah.
We've become more intentional about going on dates weekly. And it has really, really helped us to, whether it be solve conflicts, whether it be deepen our connection as a couple. Our intimacy has grown for sure over the years. Being able to even know of our goals, we are focusing more on the future.
Yeah.
So those are things that we are able to discuss in dates, because when we are around the baby and around different activities, we are distracted, and we have a lot that we have to focus on. But for sure, I've loved the dates. I keep loving them.
See you glowing.
Yes.
Date night muhimu.
They are amazing. And trying out different places is my joy. So if you guys know places that we can go,
May I have a suggestion?
Yes, if you have one,
and I'm
please
throwing
tell
this out
me.
there. I keep a suggestion.
yeah.
Social house. Have you been to social house?
Ooh, that is on the list.
Yes.
For sure. We're
Yes.
gonna go there.
Yeah.
So I think I should treat him. His birthday is coming up, so I
Nice.
think that would be a
That
nice
would be a
place to
great
go. Yeah.
place. Yes.
All right.
That I'm Mr. Jainda, so I'm also hinting.
So I'll send photos. I'll make sure that you are in it also.
Yeah. Cool.
Wow, those were amazing questions.
Yeah, and I'm really, gosh, I'm just blown away.
Oh really?
Yeah, like there's a lot I'm processing right now. But yeah, there's going to be a part 2.
Yes.
So guys, tune in for part 2.
Exactly.
And if you have questions, you can also send us some of your questions. And we'll probably sample 1 or 2.
Exactly.
In part 2.
Yes. So thank you so much, Lutia. It's such a joy to have you here. It's always a joy.
Thank you
to have
so
you
much.
around. So guys, that was it from us. I guess I've survived the 10 questions. In my mind I was just like
Survivor.
10. However, so guys, make sure that you like this video, make sure that you comment down below. As Lutia has said, ask your questions and we'll be able to answer them. Probably we'll do a husband tag as well.
Yes.
But also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as it also supports us. And keep watching So see you in the next video.
Remember, before anything, yako ni eat ama pray.
Oh, pray.
Pray. Yangu ni eat. Before anything, eat.
Oh, eat.